Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we have well, it's not the last part, I'm still waiting for some miscellaneous pieces, but we have the major component of our 601 build just got delivered. And what it is, it's, make sure I get it right, part number, and all the other fun stuff. It's an early 604 Air Force complete upper receiver 1 in 12 grade. Alright. And there we have it. Okay, so what do we get? Actually, this thing looks quite nice. It wasn't a blem. I just needed the upper complete this build and get it pretty much as close as I could to a 601. And again, I'll ask you, if you like this content, if you like it, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and if you could, get a membership. So, anyway, building the exact with every little detail of a 601 is going to be difficult, but this setup here pretty much hits the criteria as best that we can without going overboard. So I got this, and it's been a while since I seen this older style with the pencil barrel, 20-inch barrel. Now this does have a flash hider that is more, it's more of the second type. I have the one with the, it's more of the original style. That's what I had in the other parts. We got the bayonet lug. As for the markings, I'm not going to get into that. I know that they're supposed to be marked a certain way from each model, and I ain't gonna worry about it. But this does have the front sight post, which is tapered and round. I think it's got the 5, you gotta have a tool with the 5 fingers to do this. We have the black handguard, which that's gonna get changed out. So the part of this project, flash hider is going to get changed out, and the stocks here are going to get changed out. Now it does have the straight ring other than the tapered delta ring, which is correct. I know that the markings on a 601 ain't supposed to be here, there weren't on, but I ain't going to get into that, and I'm just going to leave it alone. It's got the correct sights. The op handle, okay, is the newer style, but I had the correct triangular one to come. Now the reason I got this is because it does have the correct, or what appears to be correct, bolt carrier group that's all chromed. And that was the key. I wanted that. And this one, because there's no forward assist, does not have the teeth. So that's what I was looking for in this retro build. So then we have our other piece coming, and this is going to get replaced. That's covered with a lot of lubricant on there. I'm probably going to end up with one of these black instead of gray. One place had the older style operating handle, but they wanted like a C-note for it. So the other one cost about 25 units, so we're going to go with that. Even though we have the black non-matching, I ain't going to flip out over any of that. Alright, now we're going to go over the cost of this whole project. Now we were at $417 0.77 units. But what I have is I have a whole bunch of parts, and I think they'll arrive either tomorrow or the day after. It was all the small bits and pieces, the triangle charging handle, which was, like I said, about 25 units, and all that. And that whole grouping of bits, pieces, and that other major piece come out to 125.48 units. So that thing that's missing, combined with the others, had the grand total of 543.25 units. Now this assembly here, with sales tax and that, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause here, I'm going to calculate how much I paid in sales tax for all of this. This from Palmetto State Armory, this assembly ended up being 791.78 units, okay, just for this. But it saved me a hassle. The reason I went with this is to find a barrel, and that I'm going to have some leftover parts, which I'm going to set aside, and maybe if I can put something together later on, don't know. But I'm going to have some leftover pieces, so kind of like if I got it without the furniture, it would be less. But the grand total altogether, with everything said and done, is going to be 1,335.07 units for this project. That's the grand total, okay? And just for the hell of it, you know, 5-6 years ago, you weren't charged sales tax a lot when you bought things online. And all together for this project, 86.81 units was sales tax, which at one time, that wouldn't have existed. And that would lower this down to 1,248.22 units. And surprisingly enough, 7 years ago, if you bought, because I was watching all the videos with Ian and that, and they go back 7 years ago when Brownells was running the retro line, that's about what Brownells would charge, that 12, you know, for these guns. So, considering that it's 86 units more roughly to do this little project myself after 7 years worth of inflation, that's a halfway decent value, so that's not bad. I'm not going to complain. And since we're talking about that, I've looked around at other places and other retro rifle build. If you go there now and wanted to get something similar to this, that would be an upper with a barrel and that. I don't know if it has a bolt carry or not, but they're looking, you know, for 900 and some units, depending on what type of barrel you choose and that. And so I still, buying this from PSA, that price that I mentioned that I got this unit for, still a pretty good value. I mean, I don't have to do much, a little bit of fooling with it, replacing some parts, and I'm there. And we'll see how it runs. But if this thing goes together and I don't have no issues with it mechanically, then I'm going to have to say, for what this is in the project, it's a good value. Okay. And there's several, there's still a couple, there's 2 others I'm interested in, and I'm not going to piece them together. It's the M16 X1 or whatever, the experimental one. And then there's one of the carbines I'm interested in. And that's the one that has a longer barrel that's pinned. The muzzle device is pinned and welded on, so you can have a rifle stock on it, not a pistol. But we'll discuss more of that. So there we go. Probably when the parts come in, I'll do that video. Oh, and another thing, I had to get changing this flash hider. Okay, it's not like your birdcage flash hiders, or a lot of them. A lot of the flash hiders have flat spots that when you either put this in a barrel vise or lock it in, get your proper setup to rigidly hold this in a vise, the barrel, you just use an open-end wrench. Well, there's no flats on it, so I had to go and buy some kind of a special tool, and I'll show you how to change this, and I'm going to make a video about how to change these prong flash hiders, because I've never had to do it. I had to buy a tool, and that was 40 units. That's coming. I guess that got in the mail today too. So I had to buy a special tool, but I'm not going to include that. The tools I keep and accumulate to do my repair and work. But be advised to do it right without damaging this, because people, even when they pull the parts kits apart, if you don't have the right tool and do it right, you bend these duckbill flash hiders. Because I was looking on AR15.com, they were talking about it, and these guys use this, use that, a screwdriver, and just bend. No, get the right tool. Alright, thank you, and stay tuned.